Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm using a cut file by Paige Evans. It is a back to school cut file and it's really cute. It's a bookworm. And right now I'm backing it with some papers. So how I do this is I just flip it over and I take a piece of paper and I trace it on the opposite side. And then I just cut it out and glue it on. It's really simple. It takes a while, but it's worth it when it's done because it looks really good. So I'm just going to glue those on. And don't worry, I'm not going to show you every single piece that I glue on. But that's what it looks like. And there you go. It's all done. Now, I thought I was going to use this paper, but I decided I really don't end up using it. So now I'm just trying out different papers. And the picture that I'm using is a picture of my kids going back to school. My two 5-year-olds were going in kindergarten and my two 1-year-olds were going into first. And I end up taking this paper out. It's a Vicky Bouton mixed media pad from her mixed media pad. And then I definitely wanted to use these alphabets. This is a very old paper pads that I got a long time ago. It was from Craftsmith. I don't even think you could get them anymore. But I definitely wanted to use them somehow. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with them. So now I end up cutting them. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to fussy cut these. So that's what I did. I fussy cut them out of the pad and I'll end up using them that way. But this back, the picture that you're seeing now, the paper that's there, I don't end up using it. I end up using a different Vicky Bouton paper. But I did want to scatter these, the alphabets all around the cut file. And I kind of wanted them scattered. I didn't want them to be like perfect. So I was like kind of turning them this way and that way and putting them in different directions. I wanted it to not be perfect and straight. And I wanted to make it interesting. So that's the pad that I used to cut the alphabet out of. And then I thought I was going to use this paper too, and this didn't make it either. I was just having a hard time figuring out what type of paper I was going to use on this cut file. And I don't know why I made it so hard on myself, but there's the one that I did end up using. And that also came from the Vicky Bouton mixed media pad that I had. And then I used this flimsy paper. It was just a picture of a piece of paper and it looked crumbly, so I ended up ripping it at the top and giving it a little interest, and ended up taping it to the back of the Vicky Bouton paper. And now I'm just scattering my alphabet letters all around just to see how they would look around the cut file. And I just keep moving them around and trying to figure out which way I want them. And it ends up looking really cool. I liked doing this. And I really love the cut file. It's so cute with the little inchworm. And I just bring them all the way up to the top. I did have trouble though with at the top where the rip is, because the letters, I had to go across there. So I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? And I just ended up gluing them right on top of it. It just gave it more interest. So I ended up liking it. And I just keep going all the way across. And I do end up putting foam on the back of the cut file, the craft foam, and I end up popping up all those letters with some Pop-Tarts. But first I go in with this stencil. It's a Vicky Bouton stencil. It's part of her new collection. And I go in with the Distress inks and I'm just brushing them through the stencil. And I just do that all around the edges of this paper, just to give it a little more interest, make it look more colorful. I just love colorful things, so it's what I like to do. And I go in there with 3 different ones. One is like a bluish green, and another one is yellow, and another one is pink. And I got these brushes on Amazon. So a whole set was only like $12. So if you're looking for these kind of brushes, you can find them there. And I just do it all around the whole paper. And I just keep going with these colors and keep pulling it through the stencil. I'm sorry, brushing it onto the stencil. And going in with more yellow. And I end up putting more at the top too. And on this side, I'm just kind of going the opposite of the colors I did on the other side. And I really like the way this turned out. It ended up turning out really great. I did have a hard time, though, figuring out what paper, what I was going to do. Normally I have a plan, but this time, not so much. But it ended up working out okay. And there you go. So now everything's glued down. And now I'm just gluing down the alphabets with these little dots. So they're kind of raised up off the page. And these were really a pain to put on. They kept sticking in my finger. They didn't want to stick. It was just a mess. But it ended up working out. But they were driving me crazy. And it ended up working out because everything like stuck and stayed stuck. So that was the good thing. And they're all on there. And now I'm going to try to find something to back my photo with. And I end up using Vicki Boutin. I had some of paper left over. So I used this because it had a lot of colors on it that matched what was on the page. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to back it with this. And you can't really see it too much. So, but that's where I end up sticking my photo. And I did also raise that with the foam. And I just stick it right there. And then I end up going in with some embellishments. And I had these stickers that I got from Hobby Lobby. They were back to school stickers. They were all on sale, so I got them a really good deal. And I start going through them and figuring out which ones I'm going to use and where I'm going to put them. And this back to school makes it on there. And then I also go in with this blue measuring tape, and I put it on, but then I didn't like it. So I ended up taking it off and using this smaller one that I found. But I do put this one up here too. And I have a little tab next to it under the picture that has the date that they started school. Because I really didn't do any journaling on here because it was just them going back to school. So there wasn't much to write about. And then I had these little back to school buttons. I had this little apple, so I put that on there. And a little inchworm. So I put him on there. But I do end up moving them because I didn't like that blue measuring tape that looks like a ruler. It just didn't look right. So I end up taking that off. And I end up putting it in a different spot. Yeah, so for now it stays there, but I do move it. And then I'm using this Pop Dot because the buttons don't stay. They kind of go crooked. And I use glue dots to glue them down because the glue just does not work. And then I thought I was going to put this pencil there, but it just doesn't make it on the page either. I end up using a different one. But then I really like these scissors, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could put these scissors where I tore the paper, and it'll look really cool. Look like the scissors cut the paper. So that's what I did. And I really liked it. And now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put this big orange space here. I wanted to put something there, but I wasn't too sure what. And I've really had a hard time with the embellishments on this one. I don't know why. I just didn't know where to stick things, or there was so much going on with the alphabets that I really didn't have much room. And I really wanted to get these back to school stickers and embellishments on here somehow. So I just kept messing around with them, and then finally I figured it out, and I really liked where they were, where I placed them. And this makes it there, but that pencil ends up getting moved because I end up putting the schoolhouse there. But I do keep the pencil, and I end up putting in the corner of the picture on the left-hand side there. And now I'm going in with some dots, and I'm just sticking them around the page, scattering them around where I thought there were some little empty spaces that maybe the stencil didn't get. And I just wanted them to, a little more interest to the photo, to the picture. So I just stuck them around. And I didn't use many, just a few. And then really that's it. Like I said, I didn't do much journaling on this because it was really simple. They were just going back to school, and it was their first day, and they were all excited. So I hope you enjoyed this, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the little bell so you can see more videos like this. And I thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it, and I hope you like it. Here's a close-up. Thanks. Bye.